to the best soldiers in the world.
I'm currently serving in Tel Aviv at the RKYHA base, which is basically the Army headquarters.
I'm in Kfir. I drafted to Handasa Kravit 603, the combat engineers. This is a combat infantry unit that specializes in mines and explosives and demolition.
I joined one of the special forces of the paratroopers. It's called Palchan Sanchanim.
I was in Kfir. I was an infantry soldier and a sharpshooter.
I served in Unit 890 in the paratroopers.
I went to the Army, into Tzanchanim.
I was a paratrooper in the IDF. I served in the 101st Airborne Division through a military program called HESDER, which is 5 years in total.
I served in Golani Brigade, 12th Battalion.
I served in ABC unit of combat engineers, nuclear, biological, and chemical unit.
I served in the paratroopers, and I continue to serve in the paratroopers in reserve duty today. For me, it was a very natural thing to want to go back to Israel and serve in the Army. I was lucky to be amongst the first in 1995. That was 20 years ago.
Israel was a huge part of the school, and the Israeli flag, seeing it every day, waving when you came to the building.
Davening here, being able to daven 3 times a day was a very essential part of my life. There were scenarios where I felt that I had some kind of divine intervention where things could have ended terribly and where it ended up not happening, and I think that definitely helped because of prayer.
Israel was all around you in Kushner. It was on every bulletin board, every chalkboard.
Yom HaZikaron programming, Yom HaShmu programming. When it comes to Israel, there's always a big event. There's always excitement in the air.
We have Israeli teachers and shlichim that come from Israel and teach us about the culture and their experiences and what life is like here.
The Ivrit B'Ivrit was extremely valuable for the Aliyah process. It made it that much less difficult.
Teaching methods really helped me, in a sense, learn how to properly manner myself in the real world and in the JKHA studies and how we should carry ourselves out, not just as soldiers, but as Jewish people.
Tanakh classes, and in Jewish history classes, and even in just speeches, and throughout the education through the 12 years, in all the different classes that was possible and connected, showing us how important it really is that this is the place, Israel, where we really belong.
I really enjoy learning history. I feel like it gives you a connection to the world before and the world that you're currently living in. It connects the past and the present. It's a bridge.
And I had the privilege to sit down by the Kinneret and sing those same songs that we sang in the classrooms, in the auditoriums in Kushner, which is an incredible experience.
Looking for the truth and what's happening across the world, whether it was fundraising for things in Israel, whether many different things that had happened in Eretz Yisrael where we took action.
Reciting Tehillim or Psalms when Israel was undergoing particular hardships and difficulties. Just the very wearing of blue and white on Rosh Chodesh, which are the colors of the Israeli flag. There's just a whole slew of experiences that I guess slowly and sequentially build up to the worldview that has inspired me to join the Army, that inspired me to serve in the Army and live in the land of Israel.
The education in Kushner is a very serious education and taught you a discipline to be independent. Specifically, my job in the Army requires that same demand of oneself in order to get eventually and succeed and reach your goals.
The atmosphere of Kushner allowed me to develop as an individual. It allowed me to develop leadership skills, allowed me to develop my character. They really pushed us to be the better person we wanted to be. In Kushner Middle School, I joined the wrestling team in 7th and 8th grade and had a really good experience about understanding your own limitations and growing physically, which during the Army was, I think, a good thing to have a background in.
I was on sports teams. I was on hockey, bowling, soccer, and I coached girls hockey. It did help me in the IDF. I was physically fit.
because I did all these sports every year, all year long.
The motivation I had in high school for running and the motivation that I had in the Army for running, just a lot of the sports moments in high school that I was able to build upon in the Army was incredible.
In the Army though, it's really a lot of teamwork. It's a lot of dependence on your friend, and you know that he's got your back. The real lesson I got from Kushner in that regard, in helping me in the Army, is to be a friend. They imbued in us a feeling that you have to stick up for your fellow Jew.
We worked hard and we supported each other. And that's what you do in the Army also. You work hard, you keep going, things are tough, but you push through it.
The IDF was a really unique opportunity for me to use everything that I had been given at Kushner. You take all of that and you funnel it to this really great ideal of protecting the Jewish people. And there's really almost nowhere else I can think of where you can really use every part of your being to serve some lofty cause.
The educational mission of the school is to forge a lifelong bond with the land and the state of Israel. The opportunities are abound, teaching students about taking ownership. Ownership for the Jewish people today is paramount. We are responsible to our people and for our people. It's our students who are going to be on the vanguard of leadership wherever they go. And we stress and we emphasize that they need to serve the Jewish people to protect our heritage and to ensure our future.
I fell in love with the country and I wanted to be a part of it, be a part of its history and help shape its future.
You get some type of feeling that lights a spark, that you feel like you want to be the one to defend the country because of what this land is to us and to the entire Jewish nation.
You're fulfilling the dream of the Jewish nation, I feel. We have an Israeli nation in Israel, and it's our privilege and our job to protect it.
Chayal Waded is a lone soldier, someone who doesn't have immediate family in Israel. The biggest struggle of being Chayal Waded was when we would get off weekends and everyone would go home and they're going to their own parents and not being able to see your parents going home that weekend. While I was in the IDF, towards the end of my training, I received a card that was written by someone in second grade, and I actually kept the card in my vest from the end of my training until the end of my service. It reminded me of people at Kushner. They consistently care about the Kushner alumni that serve in the IDF and IDF soldiers themselves.
Dear Chayalim, I want to tell you that when I see you, I think of everything good about Jewish education. I think of everything idealistic about Torah. It inspires me to see the values of whatever we stand for to be manifest and to be living through your commitment every single day.
The fact that so many soldiers have come out of the schools really shows how powerful an educational institution can be in influencing kids and in influencing their decisions.
You made us who we are. You helped us become the best people we can be, and you wanted us to reach our full potential.
I want to say thank you to the Kushner School and to the whole community for supporting the soldiers and seeing the importance in what we're doing. We're very proud of where we came from and where we are now.
I'm just extremely grateful for the rest of my life for Kushner having allowed me to live a meaningful, rich, and fulfilling life in the state of Israel.
The programs that led us to where we are today as young adults are the reasons that we have succeeded.
I want to thank you, Kushner, and the entire Kushner family, as close or extended as you currently are, for all that you've given me and for all that you continue to give to the current and future students of Kushner.
I really have an amazing sense of Hakarat Tov for everything that I got from Kushner for 12 years. Definitely a life-changing place and is the reason why I am where I am today.
I want to thank Kushner for that education. I want to thank my teachers for giving me the support.
For giving me the ability to love Israel as much as I do.
It's a great feeling that Kushner is supporting their alumni that joined the IDF.
Thank you for your support. Thank you for your respect and your honor.
Kushner has been a support from the get-go, from when we were little kids to everything in life.
The honor really was to have been a student at Kushner. A whole set of years and years of really excellent education, of being instilled with excellent values of appreciation of the land of Israel.
Thank you. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for bringing us to a level of recognition that what you're doing should bring us to a higher level of commitment to our people. Because of your commitment, we are better people today.